Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. This is a completely new game that's in open beta. It's free to play for everybody on PC and maybe later some other consoles. It's called Blankos Block Party. Now, the difference between this and other common party games online is this is the first ever AAA rated blockchain game. I'll go into what that means a little bit more in a bit. However, it's a pretty fun game. It's pretty new. Like I said, it's in beta, so there's some bugs and everything that we've got to work out right now. But it's definitely worth a shot. You might have seen some other popular streamers such as Carson and American Dad playing this a bit earlier this week, and I'm going to be going into exactly what makes this game so popular and the precedent it's setting for the gaming community. Alright, so if we head over to Blankos.com, pretty easy, then you'll reach this website, but it might look a little bit different. That's because, as you can see here, there were Founders Packs available for sale between $25 to I think $175 or $200 or something like that. And they came with a bunch of bonuses for the game and early start-off things, including a couple of these Blancos skins. I happened to get a couple of these ice packs, no others though, sadly. But the boss one sold out, and that had a dino skin, so as you could see, they were pretty popular, and thousands of them were available at the time, so a lot of people were hyped for them. If you scroll down here, you could read a bit about the game, or you could just click play for free or download at the top in order to get the game ASAP. And it's completely free to play, like I said. You don't have to do anything. You'll just have to make an account with Blankos.com and make your username and whatnot, which is pretty easy, pretty quick. Also, we got the frequently asked questions down here too if you need to answer anything really fast. I know it's pretty hard to get information on this game right now since it's really new. Also, the Discord for the game is out there and the developers are pretty active on it. It's easy to get an answer fast from anybody in the community, and that's going to be really helpful to start off with in case you need something. Now, what you're looking at here is my Blankos shelf. And your shelf contains any Blancos characters, aka skins for the game that you've bought, and each one of these can stay boxed like you see this watermelon-y here, or you can click that button at the bottom right here to unbox it. Now when we do this, it lowers the value of it, so be careful of that. However, it makes it so you could use it in the game and run around and play as the character. So now that I've opened it around, I could obviously move it on the shelf like you see me do here, or you click it to choose its skill category. Each one is a bit different. Bruiser's better for fighting, Speedster for races, and Trickster's just good all around. Trickster gets a neat little levitation and sliding ability. Speedster, which I chose here, gets a neat sprint ability, and you could definitely plow through races pretty quickly with him, but it's hard to control when you're going fast. It's not too OP. And the Bruiser character gets a ground and pound ability that sends people flying. It's really nice for the FPS game modes if you're easy enough at hitting them. And as you see me customizing here, you could also get emotes and accessories for your characters, including masks, shoes, necklaces, glasses, and dances and whatnot. So, and like said earlier, no skins ever return to shop. These ones that I've got right now are in shop right now, such as Altitude. However, they will never come back once they leave. This lolly was part of the Founders Pack. It will never be back again. You can no longer get it anymore. But in the spring, a marketplace will open up in which I will be able to sell these as long as they're still boxed and they're mine. I could sell them like NFTs or Cryptocollectibles, such as any other blockchain game. And that's pretty awesome because it's a good investment, such as that lolly one. If somebody wants it in the future, I can name my price and just sell it. And from what I understand, from what I've seen in the Discord chat so far, anything that you buy with the Blancos coins, the gold currency that's worth real money / crypto, will also be an NFT. So not only should you be able to sell these Blancos like this peanut I've got boxed here, but you should also be able to sell any like necklaces, shoes, or jetpacks and whatnot that you've paid for. And I think that includes any build items such as the graffiti wall you saw earlier, the mouth tunnel, and things like that. Obviously all boxed Blancos will be able to be sold, but that's pretty obvious, so that's a really nice thing to have. Now we could just head right back here, pressing escape, and head to the party bus over here. Trials is on the right, is just single player trials, runs and races, and on the left you've got party here. If you click find a party at the top, you could scroll through every single level, including non-featured ones that people have made, and you could select any type of level you want. You could filter them better, and if you had the invite code there, you would have been able to just invite a friend by quickly sending a code to each other. You get in a match and it puts you in this little ring everybody has. It's a hexagon, and you're able to just screw around and run in circles right here, ground pound each other, do whatever you want, do emotes and back and forth, type in chat, and it'll put you right into the game. This one right here I believe is one of the slide races. I actually like this one quite a bit. You just slide down, and this is the vibe of game mode. Now, your goal is to collect as many of these lightning bolts you see me grabbing right here as possible before the end of the match, and also there's these challenges in order to get XP that you just saw right there, such as collect 500 vibes a day, complete a certain amount of matches a day, etc, etc, and that's just a nice little thing to aim for so that you can get your character leveled up and get new skills as fast as possible. These little boosts that you see on the left increase your speed a lot. You can slide down these ramps and whatnot. If you fall off, it sets you back to the nearest checkpoint. But in the race game mode, when you reach the very last checkpoint / the ending line, then it ends the race and it puts you in your place. The vibes game mode, when you reach the ending line, it just puts you back to the spawn, and that's when you're able to start again to get more vibes. This one, I believe you just run around in little circles here at the end in order to collect as many vibes as possible, quick and easy. It's actually a lot of fun. I enjoy this one quite a bit, even though it's quite simple compared to other games. A lot of people say it's a Fall Guys ripoff, but I don't think so in any kind of way. It has shooter game modes, unlike Fall Guys. You're able to be creative and run around and build your own stuff. I just fell off the map like an idiot, but that's okay because it ends in 2 seconds anyway, so we're all fine. So, as you can see, I won right there. Shows how many vibes I collected and what time I made. I made 1 minute and 22 seconds. So I was first out of this simple 3-person lobby. Obviously, didn't get a lot of people in. And puts you on the global leaderboard right there that you could see. And I'm not too high on there. 217th place, not horrible. You get XP and you get some of these Moo tokens every time you finish a match, which is pretty awesome. Also, you could vote for the rating you want the map to be right there. I had that one at 4 stars because I think it's pretty great. And then it allows you to vote for the next map. You could choose the previous, which is that Pachinko one right there, or the one on the right is suggested, which I like a lot, the Slide On You Crazy Diamond one. Maybe I'll get to show you in a second if it's there. And it is, so I'll be hopping back in this match again. And as you saw, there was a little code right there in the bottom right before the lobby starts, so you have a last chance of inviting your friends. Now, this one's another one of those vibe game modes that's pretty nice. As you can see, I got that sprint ability since I'm a speedster, but if you run into an object, it does knock you down quite a bit like that, and that's quite a delay in a race game mode. Now, this is a pretty cool map. It's one of the better ones, I think, because it's got really nice controls going downhill on this little slide here. It feels like a nice, creative little game. You go through these tunnels and whatnot, but sadly the camera does glitch out a bit inside of them. It's open beta, you know what I'm saying. It's pretty early still. We'll see how that time plays out. If the game gets a lot of support, they'll be able to continue making it better and better, and we'll see things like that get fixed. So, as you can see, the levels are all usually pretty simple, but people with a lot of skill can make a really complex design if they need to. I've seen people use simple blocks and squares like this to make pretty crazy models so far in the game, and it's really nice when you see someone being creative like that. And the creative mode is called Block Islands, and it's very similar to Fortnite's creative mode. If you have any experience with that, you drag and drop assets in the same way. You use your little fly and everything to get around, and it looks almost exactly similar to that. Once you're done making your level, you can publish it publicly, and once it's published, other people have the ability to rate it. It goes through moderation, so you can't make anything inappropriate for kids or anything like that. And once the game is created and published, if you get a really good rating, it has a chance to get featured featured maps go into the automatic queue, so anybody who clicks find a party can automatically get a chance to play your map in your game, and they announced that there will be rewards for people who get featured with their maps later in the future. So if you're really good at level designs and whatnot, you might have fun on this game making a nice level for rewards and showing it off. If you're a content creator, that might be a nice way to get some viewers and steal them from Blankos and other streamers. You might be able to just make some nice maps and also contribute to the community, because obviously all of us are looking for some really cool maps to play similar to these ones. And obviously you can tell this one's a lot of fun. It's just racing around on a slide. If you got a lot of people in it, you can knock each other off. I've had to knock a few people off and seen them do the same to me. Pretty fun. There's a lot of other ones. I'll cut over to a shooting one in a second so you can see what that's all about. Also, if you do want to stay updated on this game, I believe they do have an Instagram you could follow, which is Blankos. They might have a Twitter or something else, maybe a Facebook. You should go check that out, see if you can follow them there, and you'll be able to stay updated with the game. So as you can see here, I got some of the shooter footage going right now. It's a bit clunky at the moment. Their aiming, you can tell, is a bit RNG, but it's geared towards kids at the moment. That guy right there is using a laser rifle. It's the sniper of the game. It's one shot to the head, two to the body, which is really nice and pretty overpowered. The rocket launcher I'm using, though, is even more overpowered but hard to get in most maps. And it does a nice explosion radius, and it takes usually about 3 shots to kill someone unless you get a direct hit. They also have a pistol in the game, which is fairly weak in what you usually start off with. They got an SMG and an AK-47 machine gun, which are both very nice. And the shooting feels very good, but it all depends on how well the maps are usually made, if you're getting spawn killed and whatnot, or if you're having a really fun time. Some maps like this one allow you to use your jetpack, so that's why I said earlier, make sure you get your jetpack from the quest in the main junction. I'll show you a bit about the junction in a minute here so that you can see what's going on there and what I'm talking about the hub and why it's important to actually spend a bit of time there. But you can see me running around right now. I got the machine gun. As I said, it's a bit clunky with the aim. Your bullets don't always go exactly where your reticle is, but that's fine. It's a kid's game. It's more geared towards that, and it's for everybody to have fun. It's a party game. Just sit down and enjoy it. We're jetpacking around and shooting at each other. I don't know how well I do this game. I believe I lost it, but that's alright, because I'm doing alright. And everybody's having fun. Now, I'm going to take some of this time while the shooter game plays to explain exactly what I mean by blockchain. Now, the idea that it's the first AAA blockchain game ever released is something I got from, I believe, businesswire.com, and that's how they explained it. But as you could tell from other blockchain games, you probably won't be able to find one nearly as good looking as this one. And a lot of this information I'm about to say comes from an article called How Blockchain Could Redefine the Gaming Industry at devteam.space. And it's a really nice article. I'll definitely put it down in the caption below, so that, or a description in YouTube, so that all of you can see exactly what I'm talking about and get more information on it, because I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm sure most of you don't exactly care all that much. Maybe if you do, I'll make a separate video explaining it a lot more, but most of you are probably here for the game, so I'll just take a little bit of time now to explain exactly what I mean by this is a blockchain game and what NFTs are. Now, a blockchain game typically lets you connect your ERC20 token wallet to your game in order to make purchases and sell assets and other in-game currency easily through the blockchain network using these cryptocurrencies. And this allows, for example, the first benefit that the article points out is that you now can bypass any third-party fees and wait times from companies such as PayPal or your bank or anything. Now you're using ERC20 tokens to make your purchases and sales. So that could be a lot quicker depending on where you're at, and it could also be cheaper depending on the fees, which is a big thing to look at for a lot of people and can be pretty important for a lot of players. Also, blockchain networks use private and public key encryption technology, and this allows your purchases to be made a lot more safely with a lot less worry about being hacked or interference from any other third-party accesses, and basically keeps your data secure and ensures that your in-game purchases stay yours. So, aside from preventing hacking and helping you to avoid fraud, blockchain gaming also helps for numerous other things, such as allowing you to buy and sell assets on a crypto network using ERC20 or other tokens, and allowing you to interact with game developers quicker so that you could actually have more of a say in the games that you play, and allowing you to look at open source code for many of these games so that you could learn and be a part of these communities as well. It's a big change in the gaming community, and I hope it's a change that a lot more game developers will end up making in the future. Either way, this game has definitely set a precedent for the gaming community, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, and I'm excited definitely to see if other game developers will follow suit. I'd love to see what it'd be like in a world where games as popular as Fortnite, Smite, Apex, Fall Guys, etc. all start leaning this way and doing blockchain gaming, and I'd like to see if it stays successful, if it's really as secure as everybody talks about. I'm not as big into it, I don't know everything about it, I haven't really made videos on it as you could tell, so I can't tell you too much about it. But from what I understand, it's a lot better network, and it allows us to actually be a part of the games that we're playing and be a part of the communities that we're trying to be in. So, it's a lot of fun. Definitely check out the blockchain side of things, see if it's something you're into, see if you'd like to learn about it. If not, I'll continue talking about the game from here. As you can see, I've gotten up to 17 kills by this point with this rocket launcher. It's pretty overpowered. This is just one game mode, and I've been on it for quite a minute, so I'm just going to hurriedly fast forward through this one and continue on from here. I'd like to mention that this has a really good soundtrack for a video game, and I actually like the music quite a bit. It's fun to listen to, it fits the game, and the sounds is definitely nice, as well as the art style is pretty awesome too. It reminds you of the classic vinyl figures with the characters, and has a nice little feel to it, nice and cartoony, definitely appealing to the eyes, and I've seen a lot of cool graffiti and everything everywhere. Lost this game, but that's alright. GG's to everybody around. So here we are back at the main hub, aka it's called the Junction, as you've heard me say multiple times. Right here in front of me is one of the portals. That one is for the instant parties. The other orange portal is for trials. See me flying on my jetpack above here. There's clouds. There's a whole bunch of places to go. I'm gonna head over here to something that's pretty cool and being talked about quite a bit in the community for Blankos, and that is the vendor blender. This is a machine people are guessing is going to help you gain new skins by maybe compressing or blending up old skins, maybe combine two and get a more rare one or something. We're not exactly sure. As you can see, it's still under construction, but they're definitely making it out to be some big thing. It's a big attraction in the Junction to see right now. There's some cool skins inside the glass, and everybody's pretty excited to see what they plan to do with that, so we all have something to look forward to in the future with that. As I was talking about, the art's pretty funny. They've got some of these neat graffiti everywhere, and some of these houses are cool. I'd like to see a lot of these make a appearance as assets you could download and use in your own blocks and own levels, because some of these just look really nice and would be cool on a parkour or race map. It would be cool to be running through a city or something like this, and it's a little bit harder when you're using the assets they currently have, since it's an open beta right now. It's not exactly like they've added everything in the game yet, and some of the stuff, like I said, you do have to pay a bit of money for, whether in-game or paid for currency, and that includes some build objects too, but not really any. I believe there's been 3 build objects that can be paid for so far since the game came out, and it's only in beta right now, so that's not too bad. All of them were pretty cheap. I managed to get 2 of the 3, and it was pretty worth it. If you run back over here, there's another town down there, and there's these little pet cat, platypus, dog things that you see, and all of them are pretty adorable. I'd like to be able to get one as a pet in the game, or be able to place them on your island. Hopefully that's something that Mythical Games thinks about adding in the future. Either way, it's pretty neat. You can press E on them right here to interact with them and just basically pet them, get the hearts out of them, whatever. And that's all you can do with them for now. It's pretty neat, and it's a nice way to waste time. They have all these vibes. As you can see, I've collected all of them, and it just gives you something to do around. I don't believe I got any rewards for doing it though. Here's a video of me unboxing another one, just in case you wanted to see it. This was from a bit earlier than the watermelon you saw me unbox earlier, but this is the Founders Pack one, the Ice Pack character that you get. Also, that red character is the one you get for free if you sign up right now. I chose Bruiser for this guy. That's how I know about the ground pound and everything. It was pretty cool. I like it a lot. I also kept one of these same Ice Pack characters boxed for later in case it's actually worth something. Like I said, every character is an investment because they could all be sold in the future in the marketplace. Each one has these skill trees that you could go through. You only get to buy skills if you unbox the character, which, like I said, drops its value by a considerable amount. All of them got these accessories. Now, the Founders Pack came with those two accessories that you just saw me equipped, but you could still get a few from doing the little things around this junction right here. I just ground pounded that guy off the edge of the map. It's a nice little way to troll. You could also send people flying into the game queue if they're AFK like that, and it's a neat way to do things. Stick myself in another game so that it's not so boring here. And this one's actually a neat little race too. I enjoyed this one quite a bit when I did it. You go down this nice slide, and there's a pretty cool map. As you can see, these people got bottles and some food and everything going here. It's definitely not hard to be creative with the assets they do give you, and you can make something cool. And everybody just races, they have fun, they shoot each other, whatever. It's a great time in this game. Everybody definitely knows what they're doing quick. It's easy to catch on, and I believe any age can basically play this. I would say anything 7 or up or so. You'll be able to easily play this and get a hold of it. If you've played Fall Guys before, you could play this. If you've played Fortnite before, you could play this. It's a much simpler version of both of those, and I believe even most kids would be easily able to make their own levels on this game and publish them, and they could be pretty good compared to some of the levels on here. This one looks pretty simple to you probably, so as you can see, it's fun, it's quick, it's simple, and everybody just has a good time sharing their levels and enjoying and hanging out on here. There's been a lot of streamers, like I said, including Carson, who streamed the game and played it, so it's been getting a bit of buzz. They have these little obstacles such as magma pits and the cactuses here that'll knock you down or send you back to the last checkpoint, but I'd like to see them add some more stuff similar to that, more obstacles. That was the slide ability you just saw there. That's what the Trickster gets when you choose him as a skill class. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff you could do. I'm not going to ramble on forever about the game, but I'll just include a whole bunch of gameplay for you to watch here so that you could check it out and see if you want to play it yourself. Like I said, it's Blankos.com. It's completely free to play, and you should definitely check it out. It's fun. In case you're wondering, this is the article I was talking about by devteam.space, how blockchain could redefine the gaming industry. And basically, it's very nice. It explains the entirety of blockchain and what that means for gaming, all the benefits, some of the negative parts of it, and is a very basic rundown for anybody who's not introduced to the whole cryptocurrency market, not introduced to the whole blockchain field, doesn't know much about coding, programming, or even video games themselves. So even if you're a parent here buying a game for your kid, it's a really easy article to explain what blockchain is. Don't worry, there's nothing in there that could steal information or hack you or anything. These games are really safe, and supposedly even more safe than your standardized game that you'd buy off of Steam or whatever. Only difference is it's harder to hack, harder to commit fraud, and it keeps your in-game purchases safe while allowing you to use cryptocurrency for any in-game purchases. And the whole article is really nice, so I'd definitely check it out. If not, I think I did an alright job at explaining the very most basic things that a player would want to know about it. And many streamers haven't touched on it that I've watched so far. I don't know how well that's been spread around, so I don't know if anybody really knows the whole basic part of the blockchain thing. But as you can see, it's pretty interesting, and it's where the future is going for the gaming industry, I believe, so it's nice to learn about it now, especially if you're into game development. Talks about how Engine has made a code not a code, but a framework in order to allow game developers to incorporate ERC20 tokens into their system, and it explains what you need to do and where you can go to learn how to implement blockchain into your own video games if you're making them, and that's really nice to know. Now, what you see here that I've typed Canon into the search bar is actually that I've created this map here called Canyon Race. You could see creator CMO C notes here, and like I explained, the creative mode is a whole lot like Fortnite's creative mode, how you create the levels and drop in assets and whatnot using the menus. I'll join it right now so that you could see. And once you're in the game, you just start right here. It's a simple map. I made it in only like maybe 2 hours. It's a little race. You don't need the vibes, but it guides you on where to go. Hop in all these platforms. I do horribly at it. As you can see, when I'm sprinting, I have horrible controls with my aiming and directioning. So I'm pretty bad at getting over a lot of these platforms. I ended up in here with another kid who completely scraped me at my own level that I made, even though I was doing pretty good at other people's levels earlier. And I don't know, maybe that's upsetting or a little embarrassing. I don't really care either way. It's a good time. I had fun with him. So we're sitting here, we're playing my map and everything, just testing it out for the first time because I asked some people in the junction, which is a great way to get people to try out your map. And we got through it pretty quick, definitely under the time setting that I put it to. So in playing it and testing it lets you know whether or not it's good enough. Once the map is published, you are unable to unpublish it again. So you could unpublish it, take the map, edit it, create it again, rename it, do whatever you want, and basically make a new version of it, then re-release it, and that'll reset the leaderboards for it. But if people know the name of your map and are a fan, they could search for it and find it easily again. And this allows you to update your maps pretty quickly and fairly. Now, what you just saw right there, that's a neat little vent tool, but for some reason you can't double jump in it, so you have to touch the side first in order to save up your jump, since I just used mine there, and that's what I forgot to do. And they got these little trampolines, they got cannons, they got a whole bunch of different type of obstacles in order for you to go through. They got the lava down there, which you've seen me completely faceplant into multiple times now. Each of these rings is a checkpoint, which is where you go back to when you die. Got all these floating platforms, so you could do some nice parkour type map deals in here. Just failed again, so I got to jump in the lava and die once again. And the games aren't complicated, they're a lot of fun. Like said, I'm not that great or creative at these things, and I made a map this simply within an hour or two, so once you get a hang of the controls, you're just zooming through it, you're able to make all these slides and cool things, and it's a lot of fun getting your creative flow out and being able to create maps for games like this that other people could rate and play, and seeing how they react to your own maps. If you're a younger person or you got kids who play Roblox or Minecraft and things like that, I'm sure they'll love this game and love trying this out and getting to see exactly what it's all about. Now, this is another really cool type of game mode that I played with this dude here who I randomly met, and basically the whole gimmick is it's called checker drop, and it's definitely a fun one. I would 5-star it if you see it, and you just got to jump down these little holes. It's a nice creative game where you're jumping through the checkerboard trying to find out exactly where to go and trying to beat everybody else to the very bottom. It goes pretty quick, but it's pretty far down. It's a great game. It's definitely a fun, neat idea, and there's not a lot of other game modes like it, so it's fun when you see ones like this, just so you can get a neat idea of what's possible and what you could actually do with it. It doesn't all have to be running races or shooting or whatnot. You could do a lot of really neat stuff like this. It's all up to what you personally can create, and I'd like to see what you guys could come up with too. If you guys come up with anything really nice, then definitely stick it in the comments below here, and I'll be sure to play and rate your game. Just let me know what the title of it's called and who the creator is, and I'll be there. It's a lot of fun, definitely neat. I'm obviously not that great at it, but I posted mine, and I'm hoping that you all check it out if you see it too. It's called Canyon Race. Also, here are the contents of the store, just in case you guys are curious on what was in here. There's all these founder packs, which will be gone by the time you're watching this video. However, those were definitely the best deals you could get. They got these characters right here currently in shop, and those are definitely in shop at the time that this is uploaded, so you have a chance of getting all these ones right now. If you go over here, these are just the simple Blancos. They got like the Lumberjack guy, Maho, Altitude. I happen to get Altitude and Water Maloney here. Both of them are pretty cool. Just going through here. Then we got the hot dog glider I was talking about. All these little Christmas items that are pretty neat that you could wear. Reindeer antlers, the beanie. Shoes, a mask. And like I said, there's the two different types of currencies. Both are mixed in shops, so some of these can be bought with currency you earn in game. Some of it can only be bought with real money. Either way, they got all these dances. Like, for example, that robot can be bought with in-game currency that you earn. This Charleston can be bought with in-game currency you earn. This has to be bought with paid money. We got the building, so like this archway, you could place this in any build or level that you're making. We got this shack, which you saw in one of my levels. Got the graffiti wall you saw, and all those are pretty nice. So I bought 2 of those. Wish I had enough for the tongue archway, but oh well, either way, hope you download the game and hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.